Hello and welcome back to the X-Files Revisited. We are moving on in Season 8 with Episode 12, Medusa, which has no aliens, no mythology, just a subway and a spreading infection in a situation that gets worse the longer we stay in it. It's one of those episodes where Doggett really gets to prove how well he can handle and carry the show. And it's one of those ones that if you weren't already uncomfortable with public transport, you really would be after this.
Yeah, it's one of those episodes that should be right up my street because it's contained. I like episodes and I like movies where they're kind of contained in an isolated location.
Yeah.
Where everyone, you'll have a team of people. These are the only people in it, so it can be quite claustrophobic. People start getting really paranoid.
Yeah.
Start like distrusting each other. I think of Ice being the cornerstone episode in that regard. Very much in line
And
with the
Darkness
thing.
Falls being the opposite.
Darkness Falls being the opposite. Yeah, I mean, I know you really liked Darkness Falls,
I
but
did.
like, yeah, I just the ending was a complete cop out for me. If it hadn't been for that ending, I'd be like, okay, I'll give it some due, but I just feel like it was half a movie, and they didn't have the time to do the other half of the movie, so they just said, and people showed up and found the cure. Anyway, see you next week.
Yeah.
And yeah, everyone like absolutely loves that episode, which I don't know.
Yeah. It's one
Not
of
for
those
me.
funny endings that you get in certain episodes where they're just like, well, everything seems to be wrapped up in a neat bow, and there's somebody in the corner going, no, and they're
Yeah,
just like, shh,
yeah.
everything's wrapped up in a neat bow. Let's go home.
So anyway, yeah. So Medusa, it could, is it more Ice for me, or is it more Darkness Falls? I'm gonna let you guess by doing everybody's favorite little guessing game and saying where this episode sits on IMDb's ranking of the 21 episodes of season 8.
Right. Now, I was really surprised where the last episode landed, so I feel as if this could. I think this is going to be a lower down one. I think.
Okay.
Let's go 15.
15. Not too far off. 17.
17. Oh, close. Okay.
17, yeah. So you were aiming a little bit higher. So I sense that you're gonna like this one.
I feel as if, like, according to the rankings, we've had a real condensed bunch of not great episodes. But I
Yes,
don't feel that way.
well, if you look at the bottom, um, so literally from 13 onwards,
Hmm.
we've seen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 episodes. So of the bottom 9 of the bottom 9 of season 21, we've seen 8 of them.
There we go. Okay.
So it's just that's I mean, literally like all the best episodes nearly of the season, according to IMDb users, we've not seen yet.
Fantastic. Because I'm not disappointed so far.
Mm.
Like, I'm quite happy. Are we going to do the season or the
Yeah, go on.
entire?
Yeah. So
Um,
217 episodes. Where do you think this sits?
172.
Oh, it's 156.
156.
So, just as a reminder of what we've seen so far and where people are positioning this. So, people are saying that Badler, Shorekill, and Salvage are worse, but they're also saying that Patience, Via Negativa, and Invocation, and The Gift are better.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah.
Right, all right then. Well, let's get into it. This is
Absolutely.
Medusa. So, we start the episode with an undercover agent on a subway. He's kind of being followed, it seems, by this guy, but like at first we think he's just some dude. out
Yeah.
there, like, and he's going to get attacked. And then we realise, oh, he's speaking to someone. He's got an earpiece. So he's actually the one. He's the predator. The person coming after him is the prey. But he gets on the train, and the train is kind of, it breaks. So he falls and he drops his gun. And that's when the guy attacks him. We just hear a scream. And then we cut to the train, however long after it is, bunch of passengers getting on, and then the woman sees something on the floor, just starts screaming, and then we look down, it's the agent, and half of his face is just eaten away, right to the skull.
Yeah. Honestly, the first thing that popped in my mind when I'm watching this was Mimic. You remember the Del Toro
Right.
film?
Yes.
'Cause I'm thinking, like, right, this man has done something. He's a little bit strange, and I think it's an interesting opening. And you told me it was down in the subways and there was something going on, so I was expecting this kind of strange creature idea. What I don't get is, when we get to later on in the episode, is how this landed on this guy so quickly and affected him so quickly.
Yeah.
Which I feel there's a real disconnect throughout the episode of how this works.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. It's, I mean, like, so they say that, so if it's gotten on him,
Yeah.
they say in the episode, don't they, that it's anxiety. It's the sweat kind of thing, and it's the anxiety that kind of produces the sweat, which means you're more likely to have that electrical reaction, and that's when it does its thing. So, assuming this guy's been working down in the subway over the course of a few nights or whatever,
Yeah.
trying to track this guy, and then he's in this moment where he knows this guy's coming at him. He's dropped his gun. His anxiety's just shot through the roof. Plus, he's been getting anxious anyway because he knows this guy's on the train. He's on his own. He's waiting. Like, he knows he's got his men wherever they are, but he's still in danger. So who knows? Maybe his anxiety level was really high, like super high, and he just covered it well. But
it's when you look at the practicality of it. So this is a highly trained operative who's down there doing this specific job.
Yeah. Probably done stuff like this many times before.
Yeah. So we assume he's filled with anxiety, and this guy who's going to stalk him and attack him is the epitome of calm. Which just seems. I don't know. Yeah, it's a good opening, and it offers some interesting ideas. But when you retrospectively look at it, there's issues.
Yeah, because then you look at, like, the other guy, like the douchebag cop that we're going to get in this, who all the way through it just, I mean, like, he seems anxious from the get-go. He doesn't want to be down there. And then he's like, for like a third of the episode, he's like, I want to get out of here. I want to get out. It looks like he's doing everything he can to convince Doggett to get out. So he's clearly anxious, and yet it takes forever. And nothing really happens to him. So it's just, it's a bit all over the place. It's a bit like, I get what you're saying, and I agree. So after that, Doggett and Scully meet a man in charge of public transport who is an absolute douche, who only gives a toss about keeping the trains running. Scully fears an outbreak, and then Officer Douchebag, who's with the public transport officer guy, says that it's plain and simple. It was an acid attack. What are you talking about infection and all that kind of jazz for? Just leave that well alone. It was an acid attack, simple as. Let's go down there and find the killer in 5 hours. Because in 5 hours' time, the trains are running again.
Yeah. Which I suppose is quite good because it gives a time constraint, which adds extra tension and pressure into the situation. But these guys are some of the douchiest douche people we've ever met, and especially, I just refer to him as Kelso from Scrubs.
That's where he's from. I couldn't place him. I knew this guy. I knew I'd seen him a lot. As soon
as he popped on, I thought, who's got 2 thumbs and is a complete douchebag? It's just what I remember.
I'm sure I've seen him in Star Trek as well. He seems like the kind of actor who's been in Star Trek, probably as a Ferengi or something like that.
But this guy has to get some kind of comeuppance. Like, from immediately, you're like, this guy, he has to suffer what's
Yeah.
going on here because he's a
Just
complete pain in the ass.
yeah, total douche. See, I thought we were going to get to the end of the episode because it'd been a long time since I'd seen this one, and I thought we were going to get to the episode and find out that nobody knows him. He's like, it turns out it's a government agent who's trying to clean up the situation, posing as a like. If they'd have done that, I'd have maybe bought it more. But the fact that they are still going with the story that this guy is the public transport dude, I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't think you have that much power. If an FBI agent says we've got an outbreak here and we're calling in the CDC, there ain't dick you can do about it.
No, it seems like it just seems really implausible and unrealistic. It's like transit guy / puppet master, because he's controlling everything with complete authority, and it's the way that they almost call in the FBI just to belittle them and tell them they can't do anything. What's the point?
Yeah, it's like, what are they even doing here?
Yeah,
like you could have called cops.
Yeah,
yeah, you could have just got generic cops to do this. The fact that it is the FBI suggests that somewhere along the line, they've gone, oh, potential outbreak. We need people who actually know what they're talking about to go and check for that. Because if it is, guess what? We're shutting you down. And it's like, I just don't believe that the guy who's in charge of public transport has any power to keep that going if there's a potential outbreak.
Yeah.
Just doesn't.
Yeah, we're not buying it.
Yeah, if somebody works for that side of things over in New York or wherever, feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm calling BS on that one.
Yeah, it's like his only purpose is to get people from A to B. Now, if you get to B dead, you're still there. Technically, in his book, he's happy with that.
As long as the trains are running, man.
Yes.
So we meet the team that are going down there. There's a CDC officer and a man who knows the tracks. He had something to do with the helping of the building of it or something. And they ask why are Scully and Doggett there, and Doggett's just like, I'm just a good shot. So like, Doggett really does see himself as the grunt in this thing. It's like,
especially in this episode, it really comes across, doesn't it? Like,
yeah, absolutely. So Scully takes Doggett to one side. Did you notice the woman who's the CDC officer? Are you a fan of 24?
Yes.
So she's the president's wife. The president's wife in the first season.
I didn't click, but yes.
Yeah, the one who's really, really like duplicitous. That word you like to use. Duplicitous. That's the one. Yeah, there you go. I said it. That's the word that always trips me up, so I never bother saying it. It's just, yeah. I can say disestablishmentarianism, but I can't say duplicitous. So yeah, there's. What do you think of the team?
Like, it was a nice team because I felt like I knew most of them. They were like all like character actors, so I felt like, okay, we've got a nice mix here, and I wasn't quite sure who was going to die because I knew them from somewhere, even though I couldn't pinpoint them. I was like, this is interesting. They all felt like a strange mix of characters.
Okay.
And I don't know if it entirely worked, but I was interested to see this crew going down into the sewers. I thought it was going to be great, into the subway.
I felt they were a bit more like cannon fodder than anything.
But because I knew them, I wasn't sure who was going to get it when, type of thing.
Okay, yeah. I just think, again, like I say, Ice is the gold standard. Like, if you go back to Ice and you look at how they introduce each one of the team members in Ice, I feel like they did such a good job with that. Like, the pilot with his attitude, and it was like there was a reason for his attitude. He's just the guy hired to get him out there. He's not there to be part of the team and be in danger and stuff. And then there's the dude with the radio who's like likes to listen to the sports games because it keeps him calm and all that. I felt like I knew those team members a bit more. I felt like they did a better job of establishing each one as a pivotal character. Whereas here it's like, oh yeah, there's the CDC lady, there's this guy who knows the tracks, and then there's douchebag cop, and it's like, okay, fine, cool. But I didn't really feel like I cared about any of them. So
It's fair.
yeah, Scully guides the team through the comms into the tunnel. They have a bit of a chit chat, and then Penny, whatever her name is, the 24 lady, she Penny Johnson, is it? I think the actor's name is.
I pass.
Yeah, I think the name's Penny Johnson. She steps in a puddle that starts to grow green, which instantly gives me Darkness Falls vibes. I'm like, this is just Darkness Falls in a subway. Yeah.
It would have been cool if they'd somehow worked it in as a sequel to that.
Yeah. Like Scully's like, I've dealt with this before. Get out of it.
Yeah.
So then the track expert gets a burn on his neck. It's like really quick. It's like they're down there for 5 minutes and already it's like, nah, my flesh is burning. Lyle, that's the lady. She mentions the puddle. It's like, cool. Why didn't you mention this like 5 minutes ago when he stepped in it? Scully says, get a sample. So Doggett suggests it's a toxic leak. Lyle transmits the sample results, which to me, I'm like, really? Do they have this technology? They can do it this quick?
I think it's just no. I think it's almost like it stepped into the future. This a little bit.
Yeah, that feels like a TV thing. It's a shorthand. They need the results and they need them fast.
Because I mean, like, you need to remember as well, this is within a 5-hour window that they get the results.
Yeah.
They get them back, and then they get an expert down to the subway as well to help them. So that
it's just like, I mean, I understand that everyone is on call because there's a potential outbreak. But even so, I don't think they have the technology where you can just, again, anyone who works in this business, let me know. But all she does is she scoops up water, puts it in a little electronic device, and then that digitally sends it to Scully, and instantly they know, oh, it's just salt water, just sea water.
I really wish Mulder was here just to see if he would drink the puddle. Just yeah.
So Scully phones for a molecular analysis. Okay, you got 5 hours, Scully.
Yeah.
4.5 at this point, quite frankly. So, douchebag, as I like to call him, sees someone in the tunnel. So Doggett pursues. They find an old shut-down tunnel a mile from where the train had shut down. Then a man with half an eaten face runs at Doggett, and it's the man from the train, the one who we think attacked the agent.
And I'm never entirely sure what this guy's purpose was. Was he just a robber?
They're just after him, aren't they? You're just like, a mugger,
then,
I guess.
It could be, but then as soon as they deal with him, they discover the bodies.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, is he somebody who's working for the puppet master public transport guy and helping? I just don't know what's going on.
No, it doesn't make sense. And the thing, it's not one of them things where it's not that it just doesn't make sense at this point but gets cleared up later. It never gets cleared up. I don't know who this guy is. I don't know why he seems to know the subway so well. I don't know why he's decided to carry on living down there since his little escapade with the agent. Because if I'd seen what he'd seen, because he clearly must have seen that, the agent get, I'd be out there. I'd be gone. Yeah. There's no way I'm staying in the subway. See you later. Why is he still down there?
Mm-hmm.
It's just, And why is he hanging about near a bunch of bodies? Was it purely coincidence that he was there at that particular spot? It's questions that never get answered, and seemingly the writers don't care. Doggett takes a moment to wake up and get back on his feet. Scully asks for data, and the douchebag wants to wrap up and go, but they see more bodies in the tunnel. So yeah, again, that just gives the questions that we were just answering. So Doggett sensibly doesn't want to touch them. I did like this moment, actually, because and Scully surprises me because she's like, unwrap them, let me see. I need to get a closer look. And it's Doggett who says, I don't like the thought of touching these, Scully. And I'm like, she's supposed to be the medical doctor. Yeah. She's supposed to be the expert on this stuff. She should be telling him, Doggett, don't touch them until we can get CDC down there. Because,
Yeah. But I suppose it's easier to tell people to do stuff rather than do it yourself, when you're at the other end of a camera. You could almost imagine just hearing her over the headset going like, I can't believe he did it.
Yeah. Like, if that was Mulder, I don't think she'd tell him. She'd be like, Mulder, don't touch those bodies. It's because it's Doggett. It's like, yeah, go on, let's see what we can get him to do. Oh, man. So, yeah, but I did like that. It was nice that Doggett was the one who says, yeah, I don't think so, Scully.
Yeah.
So Scully says it's a contagion. Dr. Lyle sees someone and they all go after them. It just feels like they're running every 5 minutes. Oh, yes. Look. And then they go running. Oh, look. And they go running. Oh, and it's like they're just stumbling onto stuff all the time, or something stumbling onto them. Mm-hmm. So they all go after this person, and the douchebag at this point starts to say, like, he starts to get a little bit pissy about the fact that he wants to go. It's like, we shouldn't be down here. We found the guy. We should be going. So,
but then again, it's like, even thinking back to it, is this guy just nervous? Is he just not want to be there? Is he part of a conspiracy? Is he trying to pull them back before they discover more? I don't know. And the fact that you never find out is just bloody annoying.
Yeah, but it's just all of this stuff feels like setup. Like when I'm watching the episode, like when I was watching it for the first time way back when, and when I watch it like now after not seeing it for so long and kind of forget. I think I told you last week that I wasn't quite sure where I sat on it. I couldn't remember much about it. And as you're watching it, you're like, oh, this is really good kind of like how to keep you guessing. Is he on our side? Is he not on our side? Is he working with them or is he not working with them? And I really like it because it's like, oh, we'll find out at the end as to where they sit. But then we don't. And it's just like, oh, so none of that was set up. None of that was subterfuge. None of it was kind of like sending you down here when really we're going to go down there. It was just like, it was all empty. It's just empty kind of, signposting that actually leads to nowhere. So, yeah, lame. The transport manager starts arguing with Scully about getting them out of there. Scully calls out his BS and tells the team to look for the person Lyle saw. Douchebag clearly not happy about it. It's like, see, he really starts to bug me at this point because they're just laying it on so thick. It's like, there's nothing about this guy that isn't douchey. It's like, we get it. He's a douche. But it's like, but you've now made him you've taken away any kind of humanity from this guy because his sole trait is just to be a douchebag.
Yeah. But he does it so well.
Yeah. I do like that Scully like proper goes at the transport guy, really digs her heels in. Douchebag tries to make Doggett doubt Scully, so this is when he starts whispering in Doggett's ear. It's like, it's funny that she's okay with you being down here. Well, she's up there. So, whatever, man. Can see through you, right? Like, pane of glass. Doggett's like, it's a question of who's in charge, and so this is like him saying, look, Scully knows what she's doing. She's the one who should run this operation because she's the one who's most experienced. Makes sense. Simple as that. Yep. So do one. Scully tells Doggett they are near where the train stopped. The track expert's arm starts to burn up. Really cool special effect, I think.
It is, but this guy just seems to have like localized areas of sweat. You know, the back of the neck, the forearm. It's
Yeah,
really weird.
yeah, yeah. It's just bizarre, isn't it? How it just does it in bits. But I guess it's
Yeah.
wherever the most amount of electric charges in your body or something. But yeah, I I have no explanation for any of this stuff. So even trying to attempt to is just a futile affair, quite frankly. Scully's answer is put fresh water on it.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Scully says it's a biochemical weapon. So we're now into another area of what it might be, a terrorist attack. Scully directs them to another tunnel. Lyle stays with the track guy while douchebag sees green on his hand. So yeah,
Yes.
so he's suddenly aware that, oh no, it's happening to me.
Yeah. I
Dun,
do
dun,
kind of like the
dun.
green indicator that that you've got
Yeah,
this little bit on you. It's just a cool image.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. I just
I'm just pulling a positive from somewhere.
yeah. The thing is, as well, this is the thing with the team is like half of the team has now just been taken out. They're just gone.
Yeah.
So it's now just Doggett and this douchebag guy down in the subway. So like we get this team together, they're down for all of 10 minutes, and then two of them are out. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, bye guys. So Scully meets Lyle on her way to the CDC. Then a bunch of hazmats try to whisk away with the tunnel bodies. Scully accuses
Yeah.
the manager of already knowing about them, then tells him they're going to the CDC. So this was the bit where I'm like, this has got to be a plan. This guy can't be the transport manager. He's got to be a cancer man type figure who's come
Yes.
in, taken over the operation. He's going to get the bodies, shut everything down. But it's not.
Yeah.
It's just
It's so weird.
yeah,
Says he's just stealing the bodies.
yeah. Like what are you going to do with him? Where are you going to put him? You're a transport manager.
And they're not even subtle about it.
Yeah,
They're trying to rush through a door with a gurney.
yeah.
Like,
Where
it's so
and
funny.
like, who's he in league with? To be able to get the hazmats.
Yeah.
Like the people who do that kind of work, they work for CDC, they work for like FEMA, and those aren't organisations that are just going to come in and be like, "Oh yes, Mr. Transport Man, we'll follow your orders." Like,
Yeah.
none of this makes sense. It's silly. It's stupid. Doggett can't get through to Scully. Douchebag tries to convince him to leave, but Doggett says they need to find the man responsible. Doggett notices the green on Douchebag, who says he's leaving. Doggett
Yeah.
pulls his gun to stop him, and Douchebag attacks him by kicking sand in his face and then kicking him in the face.
Yeah. I feel like Doggett goes down a bit too easy here.
Yeah,
It's almost
yeah.
a hangover of Mulder the way he goes down, because I feel like
Yeah.
Doggett's far more capable.
I feel like there should have been a proper scrap here. It should have been.
Either
Doggett
a
shouldn't have been.
proper scrap or catch him off guard.
Yeah,
Just like hit him in the head with something hard, his gun or whatever, and just knock him out.
yeah. It was just like, and again, Doggett's an experienced FBI agent. He's not going to tell the guy to put his gun down right in front of him and then walk over to it and bend down to get it.
No.
Like, he'd say toss it to the side. Just, yeah. But
Yeah. Oh, can I jump back a little bit? I've got a question
go
that I
on.
meant to ask you earlier on. Like, they're walking down into the subway and they're talking about them turning off all the air conditioning and stuff. Why did they do that again? Other than just to get them sweaty?
I think because if it's viral and it's airborne, they don't want to spread it through the air conditioning system. So
Gotcha.
you've got to shut that down so it stays. Yeah. Okay, so Scully tries to get through to Doggett, but has no luck. She can see that his camera's pointing up at the ceiling, so she starts getting worried.
Yep.
And then Dr. Bow enters with the results of the saltwater analysis. That was quick.
It was super quick. Yeah.
Oh man, that was like beyond quick. That was just next level quick. So it's gone through to her office. She's managed to have a look at it, test it, then get her stuff together and travel across the city to there
Without train travel.
without train travel within the space of about without not only without train travel, but because there's no train travel, the traffic is going to be even worse because the cars are going to be gridlocked and everyone's going to be like, why is it so shut down? And some people are going to be like, because the subway's not open. It's like, yeah. She's managed to get there within what, half an hour, it seems, an hour tops. I'm like,
I'm thinking she was almost there. She just happened to go out for lunch or something and pop in.
Calling BS on that one. So she says it's something called Medusa inside the salt water. They call it Medusa because it hides. You can't see it. It looks a lot like the thing that you think you're looking at, and that's why you miss it. So they call it like a Medusa type life form. Because obviously with Medusa, you're not allowed to look at her, are you? You have to turn away. If you look at her, you turn to stone. So it's a sea creature that looks like common seawater, but it isn't. Scully says it's eating people's flesh and having an electrical reaction. Cool.
Yeah.
Still not entirely sure how it works. Because she just says it's having an...
Yeah, but what the hell is it?
Yeah. What is it? And what is that electrical reaction thing? Is that coming from the human body due to the anxiety or what? Or is the life form causing that electrical reaction? And when there's enough sweat or what? So much about this is just so unclear. Douchebag bangs on the wood to get attention. So it's like there's like rafters or something. I can't quite tell where he is, but it looks like the streets outside or something, and he's banging. It's like, hey, hey. All right. Okay.
It's a door to somewhere. It looks like.
So
I don't have any idea about the geography. It's just a complete maze down here.
Yeah. He's clearly working up a sweat anyway. He's not doing himself any favours. So someone picks up Doggett's torch and then shines it on his face, and Doggett's face is green.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Scully gets through to Doggett as he starts to wake up. He tells her about Douchebag, then sees his skin. Scully says she's going to send someone to get him, but he says he needs to find the Douchebag because he's all about... I think in a previous life he was a Mountie because he always gets his man. It's like he's got that mentality. He's like he knows what needs doing and he just does it. So Scully tells Bo to let the CDC know the situation. Then she tells Transport Man he needs to close everything down, but he says not possible. He's already let people onto the track. Like a good little douchebag he is. Scully tells Doggett, and they have a conversation about what might be triggering the reaction in the victims. So, like, she's like, you got to slow down, and this, that, and the other. And Doggett makes this remark about, well, given that we don't know what causes it, it could literally be just sitting there doing nothing that causes it. So I may as well just get on with my job and carry on. Then Doggett sees something. Douchebag on the floor. Caris is gone, so Caris is the transport guy. But Scully asks Dr. Bow to ask CDC for any ideas about a trigger. So even Scully's she's just throwing darts. It's like she has no clue. She's just out of depth. Doggett helps Douchebag to walk. Then they find a child in the tunnel who points at something. He's not infected. Yeah, go on.
Where'd they come from?
What's he doing down there? Why are you there? You're just living. You're just a vagrant living down in the tunnels.
Like, what's going on here? Like,
yeah,
just a small child just appeared.
Like, there's no attempt. Like, could we not at least see like a little setup? You know, like a little tent with like cans and a fire, and you know, so that we know that this is a kid that's homeless. He's living down there, but it's just this weird.
Homeless.
No, it's just random. He's just fully, you know, wearing. Yeah, it's so weird. It's like, what are you doing there, and why are you just? And you rock up like you're expecting him, because you're like, oh yeah, come here, and he's pointing. Look at this. Look at this. I was like, who are you? What are you doing here?
Is this like I'm like, is this a real boy? Is this is this a
mirage
hallucination, or is it some kind of weird personification of a creature, or because like a normal boy just seems odd.
Just randomly.
I would have bought anything else other than just the fact it's just a kid wandering through the subway.
Yeah. It's so bizarre. It's so bizarre. And it's like he's there because they need to explain the sweat thing. Oh, kids don't sweat as much as adults. And it's like, okay. But that doesn't negate the fact that there's a random kid just walking about in the subway, guys.
Yeah.
With no adults with him. And no sign of any kind of like tent village or anything like that. It's just what? What on earth? Oh, man. So, yes, Scully says some science stuff about why the boy doesn't sweat and therefore doesn't act as an electrical, see what the next page is, electrical conductor for the organism. And then the boy runs off and they follow. It's like, okay. So she said some science nonsense that I wasn't really paying attention to, quite frankly, because at this point I have kind of zoned out. I've checked out. I'm like, this is all pretty stupid. So there's a room with dripping water and tons of green stuff. The boy carries on, jogs on. I'm not sure we even see him again after this. I think that's it.
Nope.
It's just gone.
That's it. He's gone.
Okay, bye. Thank you. Thank you for showing us. See you later.
Yeah.
Scully says he's leading Doggett to an access point. Oh, that's nice. Thank you.
I'm just not sure the boy's even real.
Oh, man. I wish this episode wasn't real at this point, quite frankly. Doggett grabs the douchebag. Then he and then he finds a flood on the track.
Yes.
So it's like, so obviously in that room, all the seawater from somewhere in the bay, whatever, it's coming, it's leaking down, it's all coming in, and it's all leaking over the track.
Yes.
And I'm just like, oh, okay, what's the biggie? What's the big deal?
Yeah.
Scully says a train is coming, and so I wrote a note here. I put annoying how many times Scully says, Agent Doggett, Agent Doggett, Agent Doggett, you got to do this, Agent Doggett, Agent Doggett, do this, Agent Doggett. And I was like, what? We know who he is. Stop saying his name. It's like,
I was similar with you because I feel like that it's always highlighted. It's always Agent Scully, Agent Doggett, but they had it was Mulder and Scully. Like it was, and I'm like, when does this formality of agent just go away?
Yeah, it just grated on my nerves for some reason. It's like, just say Doggett, will ya? Just say Doggett. It's like, but this whole thing of like Agent Doggett, but she's just saying it again and again. I'm like, what on earth? Just say his friggin' name. I don't know why that bugged me so much, but clearly you noticed it as well.
It clearly did. Yes.
Yeah. So Doggett does something with douchebag's gun to set off an electrical discharge. I have no idea, no clue what he does.
I think he just connects the lines with the metal of the gun or something. Blah blah blah.
Does he not just put the gun on the track so that when the train goes over it, it causes a spark? Or I don't. Yeah,
Oh, I have no
none of
idea.
it makes sense. We don't even see what he does, how he does it, or whatever. We're just told, hey, he does something with the gun.
And it
I'm like,
destroys every single
everything, everything.
microscopic element throughout the
Yeah,
entire subway.
no evidence at all. And I'm like, at this point, I literally nearly threw my notebook on the floor. I nearly just stopped making notes and threw it because I'm like, I'm sorry. You want me to believe that because Doggett set off a little electrical discharge there on that portion of the track, that it somehow wiped out all of this life in that entire subway? Like, we've seen it on, like, I get that it would wipe it out in that hole where it's all coming down because there's this whole leakage and so that you make an electrical spark, it goes all the way through the water and everything in that cave just gets blitzed. But that doesn't explain all the other places in the subway, like where we've been, where they've got green on the hand or green on the neck or green on the face, where they weren't even anywhere near that hole where all the majority of it was.
It's just magic.
You expect. There's no way that what Doggett just did then has wiped out every last trace of it in that subway. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. I still don't even know what he did, which is annoying. Right, yeah. Inconceivable. So Doggett gets frustrated in a hospital bed. He's like, nurse.
Yeah, this is
nurse.
It's a weird sequence, isn't it?
It is a random sequence. It's like, it just feels out of character for Doggett. I just don't. Yeah, it's a bit weird. Why do we need to see that? And it's just like to get him up out of the bed just as Scully comes in. So they have this weird little awkward moment where she sees him in his hospital gown. So he goes round to get changed while she's relaying information to him. She says he's not dying. An alcohol bath cleared him up real good. So not the electrical discharge.
Yeah, he didn't need the bath because...
So... Right, so you didn't take any evidence from him. You didn't take any of the life form from his body before giving him this alcohol bath that cleared him up real good.
An electric charge completely cured everything anyway. They just gave him a bath just to clean him up.
Exactly. Man alive, it's so frustrating. He gets changed while Scully tells him everyone is okay, but no one is going to get prosecuted because there's no evidence. Doggett destroyed it. Away. Yeah, douchebag gets away.
Which I think is probably the most egregious thing in the episode. Yeah. This guy just nothing at all.
There's a lot that's egregious with this episode. So Doggett's like, these guys were just doing... Scully was like, these guys were just doing their jobs, keeping the trains running. And she says, thanks to Doggett, it's all been sorted. And he says, no, thanks to you. And then they look at each other really awkwardly and walk away. And I'm like, I'm not entirely sure what we're supposed to get from that exchange. There's like this weird little bit of body language between them where I feel like they know what they're thinking as actors, but we don't as viewers. I'm like, was there something supposed to be going on between them, like an undercurrent of something that I just missed?
No, I don't know if it's just a kind of one of those mutual respect moments, I guess.
Yeah, it was just a weird little moment that was like, I was getting vibes off it, but I wasn't quite sure what those vibes were. I wasn't quite sure what I was supposed to think or feel in that moment. And I was like, okay, I don't care anyway. So, right, okay. Do you want to wrap up?
Honestly, like, while watching the episode, I enjoyed it. I liked the episode. I was drawn in. I kind of liked what was going on. This is one of those episodes where taking a step back and actually talking through the episode really knocks it down. It does, because watching it, I was late at night, lights were off. I was enjoying the episode and everything. And then I did probably the silliest thing I could have done I tried to bring logic into this episode, and it just doesn't fit. There's no way you can do it. I honestly, of all the things that are just wrong, I just can't believe that guy got away with no comeuppance. Like, that's what really grates me. The fact that there's a boy just roaming down the subway, just directing people, is just odd more than anything. The characters' machinations are just weird. It's. I think I prefer Darkness Falls.
I did.
Yeah.
See, I think Darkness Falls is a good episode. It's just the ending. The ending for me was always the clincher, where it's like, oh, they cocked up with the ending. Everything else up to that was really good. It was a bit like Ice, but in the forest. But then the ending was just like, whereas this, it's like, it's not a case of like, it's all good, but they just cocked up the ending. I mean, the ending's really bad. The ending is really, really bad. That notion that Doggett just wiped it all out with that crappy little electric discharge. I'm sorry, no, I'm total BS. But it's everything leading up to that. Nothing's really truly explained. We don't know why people are running about in the subway. We don't know why there's a bunch of dead bodies down there wrapped in plastic. Who did that? Who wrapped them up?
Yes.
Like,
it's the boy.
yeah, and why have they just been left down there till now? Why does the train conductor guy get so much power? Why is he more like a government agent? All of this would be fine if we were told, oh, it's because he is a government agent. All right, who's it? But like, again, still doesn't explain the bodies. It's like somebody just threw a load of darts at the board for ideas. It's like, yeah, stick that in. Yeah, stick that in. But then,
see, even at the end, just out of nowhere, they have somebody come in and just go, "Hi, I'm this person, head of transport."
Yeah.
And then they just turn around to look for the other guy, and the door closes. Like, I know it's tropey and familiar, but even just that covers a lot of bases of questions.
It's just, but even, I mean, like, yeah. Like, even that methodology would like raise other questions, but it's just something. None of it makes sense. Like the power dynamics don't make sense. The story doesn't make sense. There's no logic. The characters are kind of annoying because they're just one note, just douchey characters. I think when I was younger and didn't think about things as much, I got some enjoyment out of it, just because it's like one of those contained, isolated, and there's some cool effects in there with the face being eaten away and all that, and there is an idea in here that could work if fleshed out properly, but this ain't it. Heck no, this ain't it. No. I actually put on my notes, I actually wrote a 2.5 for it. But I'm actually going to go further down because, as we've been talking about it's been annoying me. The things in it that are just that don't work.
Yeah.
When I talk about it, they actually annoy me. So I think this is easily the worst episode of the season so far. And I'm going to give it I'm torn between 1.5 or 2. I'm going to go 2 just because for whatever reason, when I was watching it, I did have 2.5, but talking about it, yeah. So I'm going to go 2.
Yeah. I never actually gave a score. I should give one. Going into this, I was thinking like 3.5. Because I did enjoy it. Like last night when I was watching it, I really liked this one. Coming into it and talking to it, it's dropped down. I think I'm going to be a bit more generous because there was that initial enjoyment. I'm going to be a 2.5 on it.
Right. Okay.
But that's a whole star of a drop.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man. So tell me a little bit about the next episode. Is it Per Manum?
Per Manum, yeah. Now, I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's been a long time since I've seen this, so I remember very little about it. But I think it's got something to do with Scully's pregnancy. I think it's a mythology episode, but like a standalone mythology episode.
Right.
Yeah,
Um,
we're gearing up for some real mythology stuff now, because we got Per Manum, which deals with some stuff around Scully's pregnancy and maybe the origins of that. And then I think after that, is it straight after that? Maybe we've got the two-parter, a really like proper
right.
full-on mythology two-parter. So I can't remember if it's straight after or like another couple of episodes after, but I think it is straight after. So yeah, we've essentially got like 3 mythology episodes almost back to back. So
Right, because what you've said about the next episode, you're really not selling it for me.
yeah, like I can't remember whether or not I liked it.
Right.
I've got I know I do enjoy the two-parter that comes afterwards.
Uh-huh.
I have a feeling I don't quite enjoy next week's episode. I feel like it might be a little bit too mopey, a little bit too introspective, and
What's the one where Scully's in hospital and she's on the boat, like dream thing, and it's all
One
Scully
Breath.
centric. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, from season
yeah,
2.
yeah. It's like
Yeah.
what you're saying is reminding me of that. It's making me
Right.
think of that,
Okay.
and that is not a good place to be.
Right. Yeah. Like I say, it might surprise us. There's very little I can remember.
Could do.
I know there's some conspiracy in there about what they're doing with babies and stuff.
Right.
But yeah.
Like I prefer going in like with limited expectations, because more often than not you're generally surprised for the better. So we can hope that. So Medusa, we're just going to put away, never think about it again, because that's what everybody else is seemingly doing. So we'll just do that as well.
Well, we'll come back to it during our bottom 5, top 5 at the end of the season, I'm sure.
Yes, but which one will it land in? You'll have to wait to the end of the
Yeah.
season to find out.
Yeah.
Next week we're going to talk about Per Manum. Hopefully it'll be an interesting mythology episode. I am interested to see where they take the mythology now that it seems to have almost closed off. So I suppose that's something to look forward to. As always, if you wouldn't mind liking or reviewing, giving us a 5 stars or a thumbs up on whichever platform you watch or listen to us, whether it be YouTube or a podcast service, we greatly appreciate that. It allows other people to discover our passion for the X-Files, and we will see you next week on the X-Files Revisited.